Hey guys, welcome to Wednesday, and we really haven't had a description of what we do on Wednesday night, but so let's go with Wednesday Word. You know, this morning, as I got up this morning, and it's April the 15th, and you know what that is? It's tax day, except for pandemic moved it to July 15th. So those of you who were sweating this, you're still good. I got up this morning, I looked out the window, and I said, am I in Alaska? There was snow all over the ground. I thought, oh man, wow. So sometimes you just feel like you're struggling. And honestly, as I talk to people and as I looked on Facebook, I'm seeing all these people getting checks in their accounts and stuff. And I checked, there's no check. I'm just floating through life. And do you ever feel sometimes like you're going through life and this whole pandemic thing, and you feel like you're kind of all alone? Well, if you have been reading along through the New Testament in 60 days, and I really hope you are, there's nothing like the Word of God to strengthen, to encourage you, to give you wisdom, to change your life. Because so if you were reading today's reading, so many times we look at Hebrews 11 of faith, but Hebrews chapter 12, and it starts off, it says, you're not alone, for we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses that there are a whole lot of people cheering you on. Heaven is looking down and saying, you can make it, you can do it. I remember one time when I ran a race. Yeah, it's been a while. But I remember as I got toward the end, and there were bleachers and there were crowds and they were all cheering, and you're like, I felt like walking. But I couldn't, because there were people cheering. You are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses. And also as we go on into there, it says, so there are witnesses, but secondly, in verse 2 it says, let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and the perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinful men, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. So what did Jesus do when we just celebrated Easter? We just walked through all that, the garden, the prayer, the battle. But Jesus didn't focus on what was happening right then. He didn't focus on that. He focused beyond that to the glory, to the fact that he knew that he was going to rise again in 3 days, that after 40 days of working with the disciples and doing his best to train them and teach them and head them in the right direction, that he was going back to sit at the right hand of the Father. So he said, I can put up with this because I know where I'm going and I know what I'm going to get. And it talks about, as you read through Hebrews chapter 12, about discipline and how our earthly fathers discipline us and help to train us and help us to shape and form us into more godly people. As a nation, we're going through some shaping, some molding, and perhaps personally you as well are going through some shaping and some molding. That doesn't mean God's forsaken you. It simply means that he's structuring you. So laying aside every sin and the things that drag us down, there's a cloud of witnesses, and we're fixing our eyes on Jesus, who's the author and the finisher. He said, he is faithful to complete the good work that he's begun in you. And that completion, as I read in Timothy, 2 Timothy, not very long ago, Paul said, I have fought the fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith, and now there is in store for me a crown of righteousness. He looked beyond. Folks, don't look at the struggle right here. Look to Jesus. Look to your reward. Thanks for being a part of Wednesday Word. And we tried something a little different, went sideways to make it a little wider. So if I am sideways, just close your eyes and listen to the Word.